Welcome to Blackboard Basics for Students. This is a 9-part series, and this video walks you through how to use discussion boards. Discussion boards are often used in online classes because they allow for the class to interact and learn from each other. As the instructor, I like that the online discussions allow students to think or do research before they participate. In my classes, all students must participate in the online discussions, which gives me a chance to hear ideas from every student in my class. The topic and requirements of the discussion boards will vary from class to class. Some instructors might ask students to respond to readings or news articles, and other instructors might ask students to complete an assignment and share it with the class. In some classes, the discussion boards are used to complete group projects. On the discussion boards page, you will see a link to each separate discussion forum. In some cases, instructors might type the discussion prompt in the description for that discussion forum, as I have here. In other cases, instructors might leave the description section blank and provide instructions in the syllabus or a different part of the course. Blackboard shows you how many posts are currently in this forum here. Although it is possible to click here to read all the unread posts at once, you will not be able to see the entire thread to which the post relates in this view. Instead, you will want to enter the particular discussion forum by clicking on the name of the forum. Blackboard allows for 2 ways of viewing the discussion board: List View and Tree View. You can switch between the 2 views using these buttons in the upper right corner of the discussion forum screen. I much prefer using Tree View and encourage all students to use it. In Tree View, you can click Expand All to see all the reply posts to each starter thread. Once you do this, you can easily scroll down to find a post by author name or by subject. This allows me to quickly see which threads already have reply posts and who posted in those threads. It also allows me to see which threads I have already made comments in. Instructors may ask students to start a new thread in the discussion board. I call these initial posts, to reply to an already created thread, or both. If your instructor allows student thread creation, the Create Thread button will appear at the top of the forum. To create a thread, scroll down and enter your subject and your message in the text box. The content editor provides a few tools to help you create your message. Click on the chevron button to view more tools such as spell check and a tool to insert live links into your post. Be sure to click Submit when you're done writing. Clicking Save Draft will not make your post visible to others. You only need to use the Save Draft button if you want to wait to post your message. Just remember to come back to post it or you will not receive credit for your post. Notice that the newest posts will appear at the top of the forum and older posts toward the bottom. To read a thread, click on the title of the thread. In this view, you can easily scroll down to view all reply posts to this particular initial post. You can choose to collapse all the posts to view them one at a time. Hover your cursor below the subject of the post and click Expand to see the rest of the post. As you read, you can click Reply to respond to that post. It is possible to reply either to the initial post or one of the reply posts in the thread. If you read a thread but do not wish to reply, you can return to the discussion forum to see other threads either by using the breadcrumb trail at the top of the screen or by clicking OK at the bottom of the screen. How do you know that your post was submitted correctly? You should be able to see your post as soon as you click Submit. If you are using Tree View and click Expand All, you should be able to scroll through every thread to see all of your posts. Another way to check all of your posts in the forum is to use the search function in the discussion board. If you do a search for your name in the current forum, all posts that include your name in either the title, the message, or the author sections will appear. This is a great way for you to double check that you have completed all the required posts for the week. Alternatively, this can be used to find a post you remember reading but can't remember who specifically posted it. Blackboard also provides a few features to help you navigate the conversations in the discussion board. For example, if you check the box next to a post, you can then mark the post as read or unread, or you can flag an interesting discussion so you know to come back later. Depending on how your course is set up, you may be able to subscribe either to all the posts in the forum or to an individual thread. This allows students to receive email alerts when a new post is made either in the forum or in the thread. For example, if you think a specific discussion in a thread is interesting, you may choose to subscribe to the thread. Discussion board posts are individually graded by your instructor. After the discussion board has been graded, you can view grade information by clicking on the Grading Information button at the top of the forum. Your grade and any instructor comments will appear at the right side of the screen. You can also access the grade and comments in the student gradebook. To view the full text of the comments, hover your cursor over the edge of the box and click the arrow. Clicking on the title of the item will take you back to the grading information page that we looked at previously. Here are some tips for using the discussion boards. As mentioned in the video, I only use Tree View to view the discussion boards so that I get the organization of each of the threads. The feature I use most often in the discussion boards, other than the grading function, is the search feature. Remember that these are classroom discussions and they should be treated as such. Comments should be classroom appropriate. Note that, as with many forms of social media, what you post in the discussion board forum will be permanently available. You cannot take back the things you've written. In addition, for online discussions, we are not able to use tone of voice or visual cues to give context to what we write. Please be sure that your posts are appropriate. For more information about online netiquette, please see the link in the information section below. In my classes, discussion boards add up to a lot of points. I highly recommend that students keep up with the weekly discussion boards in order to do well in the class. It might help to check off each assignment as you complete it. In my class, I provide a class schedule with all the assignments and all the due dates, but you can also create one for yourself in a list format. As the weeks blend together, students sometimes forget whether they had completed that week's assignments. This is especially true for students taking more than one online class. Sometimes students think they have completed a discussion board for one class when it was really for the other class that they are in. Crossing off each assignment as you complete it will help you visually remember which items you have completed and which are left unfinished. My last tip is to think carefully about the quality of your posts. The comment I hear most often from other instructors is that students sometimes do not include enough content in their posts to get full credit, especially in the reply posts. It is a good idea to check that you answer all parts of the discussion board prompts and that you fully explain your thoughts. When I read discussion posts, I sometimes think to myself, wow, that sounds like a good point, but tell me more. What do you mean? Some instructors require students to cite their weekly readings or a website in their posts, and other instructors require students to read through previous posts to add a new piece of information to the discussion. Sometimes students write what one of my colleagues called high five reply posts, in which they might say, "Good job with your post. I like Sigmund Freud too. He's really smart. I watched a movie about him." As a psychologist, I know that high fives and positive reinforcement are great, but the reply didn't add any new ideas to the discussion. On the screen, you can see an example of a better reply post. The reply stays on topic, provides details and explanations, and cites the textbook. You can see how this reply adds new content to the discussion. It may be a good idea to reread your message before posting to make sure it has the content that is required. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Check out the link to other videos in the Blackboard Basics for Students series in the general information section below.